Echo and Harper Audio present The 7 or 8 Deaths of Stella Fortuna, a novel by Juliet Grames, performed by Lisa Flanagan. To my immigrant grandparents, Antoinette Rotundo and Serafino Pasquale Cusano, and especially the non-biological one, Concetta Rotundo Sanelli. Preface. This is the story of Maria Stella Fortuna II, called Stella, formerly of Jevoli, a mountain village in Calabria, Italy, and lately of Connecticut, in the United States of America. Her life stretched over more than a century, and during that life she endured much bad luck and hardship. This is the story of how she never died. Over the course of her 100 years, the second Stella Fortuna, I will tell you about the first in a little bit, would survive 8 near-death experiences. Or 7, depending on how you count them. She would be bludgeoned and concussed. She would asphyxiate. She would hemorrhage. And she would be lobotomized. She would be partially submerged in boiling oil, be split from belly to bowel on 2 unrelated occasions, and on a different day, have her life saved only by a typo. Once, she would almost accidentally commit suicide. Was it fantastically bad luck that the second Stella encountered such danger? Or fantastically good luck she survived it? I can't decide. In either case, it is rather a lot of adventure to pack into a single life story. But the Calabrese are a tough people. It is what we are known for. Being stubborn beyond any reason and without any care for self or well-being. For so many centuries of our history, we had so little we were able to fight for that this instinct is irrepressible. When we have set our mind on something, the force of our will is greater than the threat of disorder, disgrace, or death. What Stella Fortuna fought for stubbornly was her life, 7 or 8 different times. I wish I could say no one ever faulted her for that. Most of what I know about Stella's extraordinary life story I learned from her little sister, Concettina, who is also still alive. She is in her late 90s now, and goes by the name Tina Caramanico. Tina because Concettina was too old-fashioned for America, and Caramanico because here in the United States, she was told, a woman takes her husband's surname instead of keeping her father's. Auntie Tina lives alone in the marshy lowlands of Dorchester, Connecticut, in a house her husband built for her in 1954. Her husband is dead, of course, so the only person she has to cook for is you when you come to her house. You probably don't come to visit as often as you should. And when you do come to visit, it is offensive to Auntie Tina how little you'll eat. All this seems like an Italian grandmother joke, but I assure you, Tina Caramanico is quite serious. There are 2 ways to handle this overfeeding situation. You can yell at her to stop putting food on your plate, then feel guilty about yelling at an old woman. Or you can avoid the conflict, eat quietly, and suffer only physically afterward. The first time I brought my husband to meet her, Auntie Tina told me admiringly, "He eats so nicely." This is a thing Italian grandmothers say about men who don't yell at them during dinner. It is hard to remember that Auntie Tina is in her upper 90s. She seems as pink and sweaty and vigorous as she was at 65. Her brown eyes are milky but bright. Her knuckles bulge with strength, and the tendons of her...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?